Did you know that Wayne Dyer, when he would write his books, he would start at the end? I know this sounds, wait a second, like, what does that mean? Does he start with the last sentence and write backwards? Does he start at the end page and, you know, work his way to the beginning? No, he actually goes even further than that. And he creates a cover for his book that hasn't been written yet. He hasn't written one word. He creates the cover of it, and then he places it, the cover with the title, in front of him, and he's already feeling the book finished. He calls this living into or feeling into the wish fulfilled. In my last video, I was talking about beginning at the end. So imagining what something feels like, what it would look like, and how it would end up, so that you don't forget that goal as you're getting there. And Wayne Dyer's way of writing books is a prime example of this, because in those moments where he's looking at the finished product, in his mind, it's already done. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. You know, that idea of, like, most people think it's a struggle to write the book, or where do I start, or what does the second or third chapter look like, or what happens here or there. His idea is really revolutionary, because it kind of goes against people that say, oh, you have to have this outline and you have to have, I'm sure he probably used those things as well, maybe, but not only did he have the cover of the book already in front of him before the book was even started, but he would write the book on, you know, those like loose leaf pages, or like not even loose leaf, but in a pad of paper, like the yellow paper, just lined paper. He would write the whole book that way. And I think, if I remember correctly, like, people who would help him, you know, type it up or put it into a document would have some difficulty, because it wasn't easy for other people to read it, but because he's writing it all by hand. But yeah, he would start with the book finished, and then he would not doubt that it would be finished, because it's finished. He's living and he's feeling what it feels like to have his wish fulfilled, which is to write his book. And then with that feeling in him all the way through, he has no doubt that it's going to get done, that it's going to get out there, that it's, you know, even that people are going to read it and enjoy it. And because he's like, I know it's done, and it's going to be published and people are going to love it. And having that sense of, like, not doubting something, especially yourself, is so powerful. I have not been on my regular schedule here in these videos. I usually post them every 5 days. And as I've said in previous videos, I sometimes get really, like, I can't wait till the next video gets posted, because I love doing them so much that I create them in advance. But I haven't been lately. I've been so in the energy of self-doubt. I've been so in the energy of, like, fear and this limited mindset about myself and what I'm capable of. And I was actually struggling to figure out, even if I wanted to live in the, you know, live in the feeling of the end, like to begin at the end. What do I even want the end to be? Like sometimes you think it's the book, but maybe it's having peace and alignment and being true to yourself. That could be in the finishing of a book or another project. But I'm realizing that sometimes when we have what we think is the end goal, we forget our why for the end goal. And I've felt like I've been trying to fight for something that I really believe in. I know I'm standing in my truth when I'm putting energy and time and passion in it. But when something or someone is shooting me down for my truth, it can get really exhausting. And I realize that in the process of fighting for my truth and, feeling into this like end result, like beginning at the end, which would be that I stand up for myself and I speak what I need to get out, and I feel proud of myself for doing that. Those are all great things. But in the journey of getting there, at the end, I don't want to be depleted, and I don't want to be I don't want all my energy to have been so exhausted by the time I get there that I can't do what it is that I want to do from that point on. So I had to really think about like, what is my goal? Like what actually is the goal? Is it a writing of a book? Like, let's use that as an analogy. Or is it, what do I think I would get out of this quote unquote writing of a book? Like, is it fame? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Is it telling my story? Maybe. Is it wanting a space to be heard? Yeah, definitely. Again, I'm not actually talking specifically about writing a book, but I'm using it as an analogy. And I'm realizing that, there should be like a feeling of fulfillment and pride and expansion, and like excited for the next thing, the next chapter after the story is written of my real life. And if I end up putting all of my energy into that story, into those chapters, into that book, and am completely devoid of any energy to go forward after that, that's not my goal. And yeah, I think I need some help, some guidance. I've been asking, Spirit, my angels, any of you out there that have any advice for how do you make a decision that there's a fine balance between standing up for yourself and making sure that you protect yourself so that after the standing up for yourself, you can continue going forward, because there's more to do in your life. Apparently, my mom used to give advice, don't stop. You still have a lot more to do. Like, not in a you have to work and get this done and that done, but it was more like a hopeful message that there's more to your journey. So don't give up, keep going. So yeah, I love this Wayne Dyer idea of living and feeling into the wish fulfilled. And I think sometimes we forget that the wish might not be just the writing of a book, or not that that's a big thing, or the running of a marathon, or it maybe what the bigger picture is in either of those cases. Like maybe it's telling your story or finally getting your voice out, or maybe in the running of a marathon or winning a race, it's being healthy and achieving something that is really that might be a big dream. Like that's the wish, is the achievement, and feeling really healthy afterwards. Not that you run the race and then you're so exhausted that you can never run again. And I'm trying to figure out that balance. I'm trying to figure out how to be in the wish fulfilled feeling, but really focus on what is the actual wish. I don't know if this makes any sense. I really appreciate you guys, hearing me speak things out as I'm thinking them. I do plan what I'm going to say, but sometimes the ideas are something that I know needs a little bit of, it needs space to come out however it wants to. And right now I'm like, oh, I want to really live in the wish fulfilled. I want to have the book cover in front of me, or the feeling of running through the ribbon at the end of a race, or the getting the award for doing something really meaningful in my life and feeling that, or being in front of a bunch of people and singing or reciting something that is very impactful for me and hopefully for other people. I want to feel that. I want to feel it. But I also want to remind myself, what is the purpose of that wish? Who is it actually for? When I get there, I don't want it to just be about the feeling, but I want it to be about the why. Like, why did I do this? I want to remind myself of that. And yeah, I love the idea of not only having a book cover in front of you, or feeling the ribbon that you've run through because of a race or whatever it is, but also knowing that because you're feeling into it, you're feeling into the wish fulfilled, you have no doubt that it's going to happen, and you don't doubt yourself. And lately I've been doubting myself way too much, and it's a very scary feeling, and it's something that I want to get rid of. Like, I want to be in my confidence. I want to be more sure-footed and sure-minded and sure in my heart, because I think that is the real me, and I feel like I've lost her a little bit lately. And so that's why I haven't been here on my channel for longer than normal. But maybe the more I do this, the more I will find my guidance. So I so appreciate you guys listening. Let me know what your wish fulfilled would be like. Like, if it's not a book cover in front of you, what would you paint or play or sing or dance, or have a photograph or a medal or something in front of you that will remind you that this thing is sure to happen and you don't need to doubt it. It's already there, and now you just enjoy the journey to getting to what you see already in front of you because you can envision the wish fulfilled. Thanks, Wayne Dyer, for the great idea. I love it.